and welcome to Mike Ferry TV. It is the week of February 11th, 2019, 1 month down, 11 to go. We're going to go through today a series of words that I'm going to ask you to write down. I'm going to ask you to give them a lot of thought. I'm going to ask you to put a lot of good intentions into these words, because I believe these words are part of the foundation of you not only building a better business this year than last year, but also creating the income that you want and need for yourself and your family. Also, these words will help compensate the dip in the market, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, and allow you to succeed at a much higher rate than most of your competitors are probably succeeding. So let's begin. First word I want you to write down is the word predictable. Predictable. What do I mean by that? As a real estate sales professional, anything that you're going to be doing on a daily basis, you have to be able to look at that activity and predict what type of results come about. So watch this example. If you have a good database and the database has been purged, where you really do have the names and phone numbers of people that know you, understand you, respect you, you've done business with, friends, associates, neighbors, etc. If you've really made your database pure, you know, because you track your numbers on how many contacts you have to make to predict a lead and or an appointment or a transaction. Your business in your database is very predictable. Let's say you decide to contact just listed, just sold around a listing you've taken or a transaction that you've had where you've sold the property. If you have a good script to use and you have those scripts available, you track your numbers for 5, 10, 15 days. You can predict how many leads you're going to get based upon those numbers. A good business is very predictable. We want your business to be very predictable for the balance, the 11 months of 2019. The second word is the word duplicatable. We have to figure out how to duplicate results. Now, often I'll have a salesperson say to me, I did a mass mailing. I mailed out 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 postcards, and somebody called me back and listed their home. So I'm going to do that every month. Well, is that really duplicatable? And the answer is, in almost every case, no. Or an agent will say to me, Mike, I held an open house. In fact, I've done it 7 straight Sundays. And this past Sunday, somebody came in and said they want to buy a house, and I'm taking them on a showing property. Why don't I hold open house? Because I can predict that response. Well, the truth is you can't predict that response because you're waiting for people to come and find you. Now, what is predictable is the amount of contacts you make per day to your past clients, centers of influence, buy owners expired, just listed, just sold, knocking on doors around your sales and transactions, etc. You can not only predict, but you can duplicate that response you're getting. Duplication means that you're saying something where they respond on a regular basis the same way. Make your business predictable, duplicatable this year, and you're going to have a very sustainable business. The third word I wrote down is productive. How many hours are you working per day, per week, per month? Be honest. Now, when I say working, whether you're doing something productive or not is not the issue. You're there at the office, you're at your home office, you have your headset on, you have whatever in front of you, you have your files and your laptop and your iPad, and you're texting and you're doing something which is called work. How much of that work is actually productive? If I was going to say to you, I'm willing to pay you $100,000 a year for the next 5 years to be a real estate sales professional, and you're going to work for me, and I'm going to pay you that. You're going to work from 8 o'clock until 5 to 5:30, 5 days a week. You pick the 5. However, you're going to have to do exactly what I tell you to do. And in addition to the $100,000, I'll also pay you a commission on the transactions you actually do. But you're going to have to do X number of transactions per month to maintain the job and to maintain that income I'm willing to pay you. Would you then be more productive than you are today? And of course, many people would say, where do I sign up? Well, sign up and think about the fact that I'm going to have you involved in production-based activities. 75% of each day that you work whether you're there 5 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours. 75% of that day should be involved in production-based activities. Prospecting, lead follow-up, pre-qualifying, obviously going on appointments, making listing presentations, showing property to buyers, negotiating contracts. What percentage of your time is involved in production-based activities? Well, if you can predict and you can duplicate, you can produce. Then the fourth word is the word profitability. So we have 4 P's. Watch, predict, 3 P's and a D, duplicate, produce, and profitability. Are you making the money you want to make? Are you earning the money you want to earn? You and I both know the higher the skills, the more money you earn. The more receptive buyers and sellers are to you when you have good skills, where you're offering good value, offering good service to them on a regular basis. There's a direct correlation between the money I bring in and the service I give and the skills that I demonstrate during that time. The higher the skills, the more profitable, the more productive, the more I can duplicate and I can predict. The fifth word is the word attitude. We can never downplay the importance of our attitude towards Mike Ferry TV, towards the things I'm saying, towards the work that we ask you to do. See, the advantage we have in real estate is we don't have to do anything the broker says. We don't have to do anything the sales manager says. We don't have to do anything Mike Ferry says because we're independent contractors. What a huge advantage and a fast way to doom your entire career. The attitude you have towards learning, growing, earning income reflects on the work that you do every day. Attitude is nothing more than how you see a situation, how you see or feel a person, how you feel about what they say, what they do. We have an attitude. That attitude is generally positive or negative. All right? Is your attitude towards actually being a salesperson a positive or negative attitude? Mike, I'm just a realtor. I wear the little R on my lapel. Folks, buyers and sellers are looking for salespeople. Yes, you happen to be a realtor. I'm happy that you're a member of your board and your state association and your national association. Good for you. However, the buyers and sellers want a good, qualified salesperson, just like you want a doctor that actually has a degree in medicine. You want somebody doing your books that actually has a degree in accounting. I want a pilot that actually has a pilot's license. Watch. A real estate agent doesn't mean that you're a salesperson. It means that you're licensed to sell real estate. If you don't know how to sell and you have an attitude that I'm not going to be told what to say and what to do, it's hard to sell real estate in high volume. Word number 6 is the word approach. The approach you use as you come into the office. The approach you use when you're prospecting. The approach you use when you're sitting with a potential buyer and seller. And the approach is everything from physically how you're dressed, to the smile on your face, to the energy you have, to the enthusiasm you have, to the firmness of your handshake. Is your makeup on? Men, is your hair groomed? Is your tie on straight? That's all part of the approach. Why? Because we're being judged more today by people than ever before in history. The biggest challenge we have as human beings today is the fact we're being judged all the time, and we're judging people all the time. We're judging people because they don't smile enough, or they smile too much, or we're judge people because they have crazy ideas. And of course, in the political environment today in the U.S., the judgments are stronger than ever before. But they're also understanding that we're judged by the words we use, by what we say, how we say it, the tone of our voice. So therefore, the approach is having scripts and dialogues, having a good presentation, really working on your ability to present, to get people involved, to ask questions, to get feedback, to really control a conversation. So now I have to be predictable, I have to be duplicatable, I have to be productive, I have to be profitable, I have to have a strong positive attitude, I obviously have to have a strong approach, and then the last word I wrote down is the word expectations. What are your expectations? Or I could say to you, do you have any goals you've set for what you want to accomplish? Expectations. See, I expect that everybody that I talk to on Mike Ferry TV is going to look at what I say and go, yep, he's right. I better go try it. That's my expectation. If you've been to my seminars, my expectation is when I start to speak for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, that 100% of the audience will take what I say and go do it. That's my expectations. Am I challenged by that? Of course. Am I disappointed at times? Of course. Do I have people reject what I have to say? All the time. It's been happening for 43 plus years. However, my expectation is if I keep saying what has to be said, somebody's going to do it. If you keep telling your story to the seller and you keep telling your story to the buyer, somebody's going to sign a contract. That has to be the expectation you have. So I got an email a couple days ago, and it was a report that put out by somebody, because there's always reports being written on the internet and the news. And it said that in the last half of 2018, the number of sales in most of the country, listings, sold, buyer sales, was down 15 to 20%. And the person that sent it to me said, so what are you going to do to help us through this? It was like it was my fault. Watch, sales are down 15 to 20%. Yes, we are involved in a highly cyclical business. There are good times, bad times. There are flat times. I put out a report back in November, December called A Normal Market. Find that report online, download it and read it. It's critically important because this is a normal market. I've done Mike Ferry TV segments on this is a normal market. Yes, business is down. Number of deals is down. We live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Last month, there were like 5,400 new listings come on the market. One of the biggest listing months in history. That means that there's a lot of sellers either trying to take profits out or they're worried about the economy. However, at the same time, on a given Friday in the month of January, we had the highest number of price reductions we've probably ever had in Las Vegas in a given day. Watch, the world is changing. The market's changing. Business is down. It will go back up. But if the business is down for you, I don't want you to be offended by this, but you have to understand that the stronger you are in your attitude, approach, and expectations, the less the downward trending market will bother you. Skills, discipline, desire, schedule, talking to people. I wrote that to this agent that sent me the letter. I said, how are your skills? Are you improving them? How is your discipline? Are you getting there and doing your job every day? How about the desire to succeed in spite of a dip in the market? Are you following a productive schedule? And are you talking to people every day? Don't give me that nonsense that you don't have to talk to people to succeed in real estate. At some point, we have to grow up as an industry and understand that talking to people solves every problem we ever could have. So I'm excited. And I'm really excited for our clients for the balance of this year. We're very fortunate to have several thousand great coaching clients. We're going to do 22, 24 seminars in the U.S. and Canada this year. We're having record numbers of people attend these seminars. I'm excited for our customers. I'm excited for our coaching clients. I'm excited for the prospects that we get to meet. And I'm excited for you if you understand the importance of attitude, approach, and expectations. Watch this every day this week, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for today.